Hello, this is Xbox Ahoy, and this is the 35th episode of my Black Ops 2 weapon guide. This time, we're covering the Skorpion Evo. We first saw this weapon's predecessor, the Skorpion, in COD 4, and it returned in both Black Ops and Modern Warfare 3. Black Ops 2 marks the modern evolution's first entry, however, where this fully automatic SMG is unlocked at level 46. The CZ Skorpion Evo 3A1 is a weapon that originates from the Czech Republic, where it is manufactured by Česká zbrojovka. It is a compact submachine gun designed to fill a similar role to its predecessor, with an adjustable folding stock for easier handling in confined spaces, and a full complement of Picatinny rails for the addition of optics or accessories. The design originates from around 2002 as a Slovakian prototype, the Laugo SMG. This design was purchased by CZ and was developed into the Evo 3 design in 2009. The weapon fires the NATO standard pistol calibre, the 9x19mm Parabellum round. In-game, damage is low. As the Skorpion has no headshot multiplier, you'll always need at least 4 shots to kill an uninjured opponent. At a distance, this quickly drops to a minimum of 6 shots to kill. Damage is not the Skorpion's strongest suit, as it deals the lowest per shot damage in its class. As with its peers, penetration ability is low. It is in rate of fire where the Skorpion makes up lost ground. It is the fastest firing automatic weapon, spewing lead at a continuous rate of 1250 rounds per minute. This is as fast as the Chicom CQB's 3-round burst, and paired with rapid fire, you'll see a monstrous 1893 rounds per minute dispensed. Although this might be overkill, coming at a considerable cost to your ranged effectiveness. Paired with its SMG default superior hipfire performance, the weapon is deadly from the hip. The faster rate of fire providing more consistent performance, courtesy of sheer volume of fire. Unaimed shots will prove almost as effective as aiming down your sights, and gives you a reactive edge while taking an aggressive tack. Hipfire is definitely the Skorpion's strongest trait. Recoil is moderate, and paired with a low range damage, you will find the Skorpion is not an effective weapon for use over longer sightlines. Aiming will allow you to more accurately direct your stream of lead, which can prove useful at the extent of the weapon's reach. And you'll transition to ADS in 200 milliseconds, the SMG default. Other handling traits are as expected for its class too. The Skorpion handles well, like any other SMG, and you'll move at 100% of the base speed. Magazine capacity is fairly average, at 32 rounds. Although given the rapid consumption, you shouldn't be surprised to find yourself reloading very often. Extended clip will take your magazine capacity to 42 rounds, and should be a very strong consideration for such a gluttonous weapon. Thankfully, such frequent reloads shouldn't impair you too much, as reloads are very quick indeed, at just 2 seconds flat. Our build with the Skorpion plays to its strongest trait: the ability to quickly spew lead in the general direction of a close-range foe. A close-range shredder class then, designed to turn the Skorpion into a bullet hose, and to support the aggressive playstyle that suits the weapon best. First up, we elect the primary gunfighter wildcard, to permit the selection of 3 attachments for our gun-focused build. The first of our attachment choices is a fairly logical one for any build centered around hipfire: the laser sight. Equipping this illuminating option will reduce hipfire spread by 27.5%, concentrating your cone of fire and allowing you to spray with wild abandon at quite a considerable range. Even mid-range targets may succumb to your hail, with the Skorpion dispensing a surprising amount of lead within a fairly small area. Next, we take an attachment which will prolong your fun and slightly extend your ammunition supply. Extended clip grants an extra 10 rounds per mag, which can prove decisive when you divulge your magazine's contents recklessly. These extra rounds might allow you to successfully tackle more enemies at once, and can save the need for a reload between successive engagements. Your reloads will be slowed by 10%, but they remain quite sprightly, and the extra rounds in your total supply offer benefit beyond Fastmag's more rapid reload. Next, our third attachment opens up some possibilities, depending on your preference. As part of the Shredder class concept, FMJ works well with the Skorpion. While damage is low, our ability to send a lot of lead towards a target makes the weapon quite suitable for tackling obscured enemies. FMJ will bump up your weapon's ability to pierce cover, which can prove decisive should an enemy decide to make effective use of scenery to conceal themselves. The ability to cut through such cover with your furious spray will erode a defensive enemy's advantage, and also gives you the ability to tackle entirely hidden enemies known to be lurking inside buildings. However, if you're content with lower penetration, then the long barrel attachment is another worthwhile choice that can slightly extend your reach with the weapon. While only a subtle difference, this 16% damage bonus can add a little extra reach with the Skorpion's hipfire. Finally, if you can't stand being on radar, then the suppressor isn't a bad option either, the lower damage differential making the weapon an ideal candidate for a stealth role. Next, we move on to the perks, with a fairly standard fast-moving loadout. First up is the predictable lightweight. Granting a 7% movement buff, you'll be able to get closer to your enemy more quickly, which will enhance the effectiveness of any close-quarter weapon. If you prefer the suppressor to the damage-enhancing options, Ghost works as a very viable alternative here for a total stealth approach, but this does require an adjustment to your playstyle. Our second perk choice is non-negotiable, however. Scavenger is a must with the Skorpion, as few other weapons have the ability to chew through their entire supply as quickly. As you'll spawn with just 4 magazines, even with extended clip, you'll find yourself dry after relatively few kills. The ability to resupply while on the move is essential for sustained use of the weapon. Next, Dexterity is a useful choice for any rapid-paced aggressive build, lessening the time it takes to transition from a full sprint to a ready-to-fire stance. This will allow you to start spraying down an unexpected foe as quickly as possible when you encounter them, and landing the first shot in a gunfight is a bellwether for victory. Also useful in skewing gunfights is the equipment on offer, and paired with Scavenger, your choice here will be renewable. A tactical option like a concussion or flashbang will prove useful for clearing rooms, stunning enemies inside before entry, but you can equip a lethal choice here should you wish. Finally, a secondary pistol will prove useful with the Skorpion. While reloading the weapon is quick, switching to a pistol is quicker. The Cap 40 best mirrors the Skorpion's lead spewing ability and suits a similar playstyle, but you can elect whatever works best for you. Switch to it when your mag is dry and there's still action to be had, or in the cases where you've expended all available primary ammunition. That's our build, designed to turn the weapon into a mayhem-fueled bullet hose, as best fits a weapon with such a rate of fire. Embracing a close-range role is undoubtedly the best tactic. Trying to wrangle the furious bullet-flinging ability onto longer-range targets is a futile affair. The Skorpion is an effective close-quarter weapon with the ability to dispense a dizzying amount of fire within a short space of time. No other automatic weapon fires as quickly by default, with only the burst weapons such as the Chicom and M8A1 briefly touching the Skorpion's output. This ability to rapidly spew fire, paired with the swift handling traits of an SMG, make for a very consistent close-quarters weapon. Unlike the slower-firing alternatives, you are less reliant on any one shot finding its mark. Unfortunately, this rate of fire is balanced with the lowest damage of any weapon on offer. On a per-shot basis, the Skorpion is outmatched by all. The high output compensates for this, but throws the issue of sustainable supply into the mix. Frequent reloads can be problematic, despite their short duration. It's easy to find yourself left dry mid-firefight, which will leave you exposed to a swift counterattack. You'll find yourself similarly vulnerable at a long range too. Moderate recoil and low damage conspiring to make it very difficult to direct an accurate stream of shots at any sort of distance. Still, with care, such sightlines can be avoided, and you'll reap the rewards of the Skorpion's fast and furious performance up close. This evolved arthropod spares no venom in its output, a fearsome barb poised to attack. Any enemy foolish enough to provoke you will surely feel this weapon's sting. Thanks for watching. This has been Xbox Ahoy. Join me next week when I'll be covering the M8A1. Until then, farewell.